Hello there, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining me on this edition of the AM show. And that was a very important conversation Benjamin Akapo had there on the terrible impact of illegal mining. But now I'm just going to zoom into our next conversation, and it's one that will interest you. Now, the spouses of heads of missions in Ghana and international organization is getting ready to host its very first diplomatic fashion gala in efforts to support a range of local charities that benefit Ghanaians in urgent need. Now, it comes off on Saturday, the 21st of October at the Kempinski Hotel, Gold Coast City, Accra. And this morning, I've been joined by Robert Owen Jones. He's a spouse of the Australian High Commissioner to Ghana, and Akofa Wale. She's a diplomatic fashion gala committee member. Welcome.
And
it's such a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I am just curious, because usually we know that diplomatic groupings do a lot, but fashion gala, charities, what's all this about, Robert?
It's an excellent question. So the association has existed for some 40 years. It has members from every single inhabited continent, Africa, of course, South America, North America, Europe, Australia. Well, we're a continent. And in those 40 years, it's always been engaged in supporting charities as we can. It's a way of giving back when we're living here as guests of Ghana. But this year we decided to step it up and have a new initiative and really seek to raise a substantial amount of money for charity. And we're going to do it through a diplomatic charity fashion ball.
That's interesting, but that's not to say you haven't done anything. You just want to be more conspicuous this time, right? Akofa, you're working with a team. Tell us how this fashion gala is going to look like. Who are those involved, and how much are you hoping to raise at the end of the day?
Well, we really were ambitious with our efforts because we, as a collective, realized that, we have a good network of people. We've got the diplomatic community and the Ghanaian community, and let's bring them together for benefit of others. Our focus really is SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals for health and for education. So we're focused on raising ambitiously 250,000 Ghana cedis at least for the benefit of 5 select charities in the first instance. Thankfully, we've beaten our goal at this point in time, thanks to our sponsors and our friends and supporters, and we're going to then distribute as needed after the event.
All right.
And so it's a night of glitz and glamour with working in collaboration with the African Fashion Foundation as well, who have 7 designers that they work with here in Ghana, who will be showcasing their fantastic designs on the night alongside our international designer for this year, a Moroccan designer, which Robert can tell you more about.
Right, Robert, this international designer, what should we know about that designer?
Well, let me say a few things. I'll start with the Moroccan designer. She's a fabulous designer called Hasha, and she has her brand Burda. She lives in Ghana at the moment, and she is using that experience to develop the themes of her work. So when you see her collection, it's a blend of Ghana, Morocco, but actually the broader West Africa. It's a very interesting approach to fashion. And all of the designers are doing innovative things. I am a very passionate photographer, and I've had the opportunity to photograph designers and fashion around the world. And I've had the opportunity now to see all of the collections that the designers are preparing for this weekend's gala. I'm so impressed. I mean, the level of innovation is incredible. The level of excellence of the design from the Ghanaian designers is incredible. And we're very fortunate to work with African Fashion Foundation, whose mission is to support and promote Ghanaian fashion. And in addition to our primary objective of raising money for charity, we have this strong objective of ourselves trying to promote and help young Ghanaian artists.
That's impressive because I mean, at the level at which you're taking it, it's early days, yes, Akofa, but do you hope that this will probably translate into a bigger fashion festival? You know, something.
Well, you never know. Let's see how Saturday goes, and let's see what the feedback is from our guests. We're expecting about 250 people for a sit-down meal. We can't be more thankful for the generosity of our sponsors, who've the reason we've been able to do all of this. Firstly, starting with the Kempinski Hotel Gold Coast Accra. I mean, they've been absolutely fantastic with their support and giving us the ballroom for the night and plated service for our guests. Amazing support for these charities who are the final beneficiaries of this. We've got to thank the Mohinani Group of companies, MTN, Japan Motors, Meridian Apartments, and Don Emilio, Johnny Walker, and Bank of Africa. Without their support and their belief in us as volunteers for this, we couldn't have put on this show on Saturday. What will happen in the future is we hope that we are going to continue to use our privilege and our skill set and knowledge of Ghana to benefit those the most vulnerable amongst us. And that's going to continue to be our goal, no matter what shape and form this fashion gala takes.
There are many ways to raise funds, but why did you settle on a fashion gala?
So, I think, we've done many different activities in the past, and the inspiration simply came from having seen some young Ghanaian fashion.
Good.
And as a group, we meet regularly. We meet at least once a month, and we're talking about this is incredible innovation in design coming out of Accra. What can we do to support it? So we thought, well, we can harness this for our efforts to raise money. And the Kempinski Hotel, I mean, as soon as we raised the idea with them, very, very generously came in and offered us like everything, the location, everything. So that really makes the task of raising substantial money for charity much easier. Fantastic.
So, Akofa, I heard you speak about 250 guests. I'm sure it's limited seating, probably by invitation. But if there's somebody watching us, somebody who believes in supporting the most vulnerable, they may like to work with your association, probably in the future. How do they get in touch with you? Are you open to working with, organizations that do these kind of things? Basically.
I mean, yes, I think that what we wanted to do with this event, because it's unique for us, and first time we have raised funds to this amount, is to take heed of how the event goes and how much we can give to charities, and then see where future support can lie, and also what we can do, like you said, in collaboration with other organizations in Ghana. Right now we don't have per se an organization or a headquarters or anything, but I'd urge anyone who would like to get in touch and learn more, potentially call through your lines, and then you can forward the details to us in the first instance. We're just absolutely thankful for the support we've had up to date, and we're excited about Saturday.
All right. Robert, anything you'd like to add to that?
I might just add that, of course, people can help the charities directly, and the charities that we're going to support out of this particular event are incredibly worthy. So I'm going to read them out just to make sure I get all the titles correct. But Aburi Pressy Primary Library Creation. So they're, sorry. Autism and Intellectual Development Difference Network, Intervention Network. Breast Care International, their Ghana chapter. Hope for Africa, and the Orthopaedic Training Centre. And they're all dear to us. The Orthopaedic Training Centre is really dear to me. When you see the help that they give to disabled children and have been doing it for so many decades, it's incredibly worthy. So we're very, very proud to be able to help them, and everyone can help them.
Right. Fantastic. And just in a bit of you being a passionate photographer, do you do it professionally? It's just a hobby?
No, I do it professionally as an art. And This is not my first time photographing fashion in Ghana, but I must say I'm just so impressed. Just so impressed with the quality of the designers and the professionalism. It's really been an incredible experience. And I photograph fashion in Europe, elsewhere in Africa, Australia, etc. And the standard is high.
Well, thank you so much for being in Ghana, and thank you most importantly for making an impact. All the best on Saturday.
Thank you.
That program will be hosted by our very own Doreen Andor, and hopefully we'll see pictures online, right? For those those who cannot be there, we'll get to enjoy the fashion. I'm looking forward to seeing the beautiful designs you spoke about. So my mind is just wondering, okay, what is it? Are these abstract designs? You know, what exactly is it that is exciting, Mr. Owen? So hopefully we can see the photos, right?
I know you want to wrap up, but you can absolutely see the photos, and I've already taken about 300 professional photos of the fashion. One of the great things to say is real diversity between the different designers and the way that they approach fashion. And there's a common theme. I can see that none of it is fast fashion. All of it is very bespoke, mindful fashion. I don't want to single out any particular designer. I will mention that we have one designer, Elisha Boy, who does upcycling. Everything's made from found objects in the environment, plastic or pre-loved clothing, but when you see his designs, they're incredible. Really, really impressive from Ghana.
Thank you so much. And once again, we wish you all the best on Saturday. I have been speaking to Akofa Wale's Diplomatic Fashion Gala Committee member and Mr. Richard Owens. He's spouse of the Australian High Commissioner to Ghana. And they've been telling us about this wonderful idea they have as the spouses of heads of missions in Ghana international organizations, putting together this fashion gala, night of glitz, glamour, beauty, one that will allow even our artists to express themselves. It's an opportunity for Ghanaian designers to showcase their talents that they have. So this is also to support charities here in Ghana, most importantly, and they have just given us the wonderful idea of doing so even as individuals. So why not? Think about it as an organization, as an individual. You can support a charity today. But if you're looking for anywhere to put in your support, we know what's happening in parts of the Volta and Eastern regions, and here we're collecting, food items, grains, anything you have that can support our brothers and sisters in the affected communities due to the dam spillage is most welcome. And so you can reach our offices, you can drop your items, toiletries, anything, water. We just need to get them help while we can. You're watching the AM show. I'll be back with more. Do stay. Thank you.